We have to remember that you know, Justice League War was what, 5 years ago. I think I might have even started recording it 6 years ago. So all those decisions had to be made back then. You know, so we had some lengthy discussions about where we were going to pitch the voice in terms of, you know, my own range, where sort of Batman lives in me. You know, I have this theory that everybody has, that Batman is in everybody. You know, whatever it is, that dark part of us that we can use for good, and also that voice that is iconic, but at the same time needs to be authentic. And it's no use me kind of putting on some Christian Bale version or something like that. Like, I have to find my own. So it took a while. I think Justice League War felt like kind of a work in progress. But now that it's been established, there's not a whole lot I can do with it in terms of changing tone or range. But or at least not with Batman. With Bruce Wayne is a little bit more. But I like to bring a lot of Bruce into this iteration of Batman anyway. You know, I think it's important that he's a father first in this world. So, and because of that, I think it brings quite a bit of emotion with it. Not least to this film, you know, which is just pure emotion. You know, in a way, Batman and the rest of the Justice League are us as we're reacting to what happens at the end. You know, so obviously there's a moment there where you know, all hope is lost, and it's very upsetting, and not least just because they've lost their friend. You know, but I believe that Batman has always built the Justice League around Superman. And the Superman is the ostensible leader. He's just by far and away the most powerful member. So without Superman, I think they know that they're kind of screwed against an enemy like this. Well, that's what I was saying earlier about trying to find an authentic voice. You know, that's a part of me, not just people think it's about putting on the Batman voice and just, you know, I'm Batman. You know, anyone can do that, but trying to make it genuine and authentic is the real challenge, and also sounding something like how you'd imagine Batman is sounding. But ready?
Yes, that was the tap out.
I'm getting the bell. But yeah, I think that's how you avoid it. Yeah, keep it authentic, keep it real.
Is that like?
I do think that we do have chemistry in the movie. Ironically, Jerry and I have actually worked together a lot over the years. This is one of the most classic love stories ever told, and we didn't get to work one day together on it. They have us do all of our dialogue separately, and then they bring us back in once they set it to the animation to tweak our dialogue, and that's the first time we get to see whether our scenes worked or not, and they do. They work really well. I mean, it's a real testament to our amazing directors and the great actors in this, because everyone just is great.
We really have a rapport when you finally, you know, we just saw it yesterday, and we're going to watch it again tonight, but we really have a rapport. It's really funny, and we didn't record it together. That's just not how they record these things.
We didn't read any of it at home together. I mean, I got emotional just being in the booth and realizing that I was playing this iconic character that I'd known and loved since I was a child, and playing out this love story. It was like saying dialogue that I remember Margot Kidder saying. I was like, God, I can't believe I get to do this. I mean, it was kind of overwhelming. So I came home emotional from that, but it's not like we went home and like worked out our scenes together.
It really, like, you know, Death of Superman, it's very emotional at times. There's a dramatic sort of arc there that happens where Clark decides in Death of Superman to tell Lois that, you know,
so his true identity.
He is not only Clark Kent, and it's great. It's really, the DC animation peeps are just doing great stuff these days.
Mine's Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder. I'm a child of the 80s. Yeah.
Mine is the actual Death of Superman. I was 18 when it came out in '92.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a big deal. And when they said they were doing it, it was I knew it was going to be a big deal. I thought they did a great job of paying homage to the original source material and also sort of putting a new sort of spin on it. DC animation is the best as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's been really fun for me to sort of work up the ranks of the DC animated world, you know? I mean, but where do I go from Superman? Like, I mean, like, is there anyone else I want to voice? No. Well, let me just stay at this one for a while. I mean, it's such an honor. I mean, I couldn't believe it when they asked, you know? I can't believe I'm still here. I think it's just the mere fact, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but it is in the title. I just think the mere fact that they did it, you know? I remember when I first got Death of Superman, I was like, are they going to do this? And then they did it, you know? It was, I think that's what was, I don't want to say cool, but that's what was shocking, I guess, you know? They did it. It's so funny because in real life I'm just a pessimist and I'm just like very like dark. No, yeah, it's a fun to play the optimism that Clark and Superman have. You know, it's better than brooding like Batman all the time, like being all aggro.
I guess for a long time I was really hoping I could do Black Widow, which they're now doing, obviously. But no, I'm just like...
No, man, when we saw Wonder Woman, what was the first thing you said when we saw that opening scene?
Oh, I was like, I want to be on that island. Why am I not on that island? I wanted to be in that fight scene so bad.
Clocking in at 6 foot. Like, come on, DC Universe, make it happen.
My agent's here. We should all yell at him. I've actually done quite some voice acting. I love it. It's, of course, no time in hair and makeup, which I love. It's great. There's a lot of very subtle innuendo you get to play with when you're just focusing on voice, and you don't have to think about making faces. It's fun. I love it. Yeah.
It's Rebecca's really good at it too. You know, it was really funny watching this film. Like, my wife is just. I just thought you played Lois with like the right amount of sort of like fast talking, you know, go get 'em sort of stuff, and then you play the emotional stuff. It's really.
I was a voice major in college, so I'm a real voice person. I was a singer, so I'm into voices. So yeah.